Hey guys, it's your girl Lakia Maria and welcome to another video here on the channel. Happy New Year. I hope you all are doing well. I'm doing great, can't complain. Here we are, first video of the new year. Whether you're new to the channel or an OG, I primarily share planning and organizational videos, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 2022 digital budget planner setup. I have more information in the description box for you guys. I would also love to chat with you in the comments. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So this particular page here, my cover page for my planner, is from the Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck workbook, which was gifted to me by a subscriber, Shauna. So thank you, Shauna, for sending that to me, and I will be reviewing the planner in full at a later date. So I just have this page here, Dear Future, I am ready. Then I included my financial goals. I mapped out my goals and my personal goals, and financial goals are separate from my personal, but they're such a huge crucial part of what I want to change going forward. I'm entering a new decade of my life and I want to have more sustainability when it comes to my finances, because for years I've just been living paycheck to paycheck and I really want to change my relationship with money. So my overall financial goals include increasing my income from freelance work to side hustles and investing. Investing, I don't see that happening really in the first half of 2022, but more so the latter half. But who knows, anything could change, but I really want to do my research and start investing. And then reducing spending, I want to make sure every dollar has a purpose. Sticking to my weekly allowances. And then for items that I want to be able to save for it. Like with my sinking funds that I've implemented in the last couple of months of 2022, November and December, I really want items that I want. If I really want it, put it in a cart, make a note of it, take a snapshot on my phone. If I'm still thinking about it and I can't get it out of my head, then yeah, sure, let's spend the money on it. But anything over $50, I have to, take it out of my personal spending budget for whatever I have to do to treat myself, because I do not want to make monthly installments my best friends, because I realized a lot of the credit and debt that I had, well, a lot of the debt, so to speak, that I had was from ShopPay, Klarna, Afterpay, not just clothing items, but stickers as well. I don't need any more stickers. I am good. If anything that I want to buy for myself, I need to make sure that the money is there, because I don't want to put it on some type of credit. Then when it comes to my savings, I have an emergency savings already, but I do want to get it to a certain amount. And then I have my sinking funds for various categories, which I'll get into in a second. And then there's some saving challenges that I want to do. I don't know how many savings challenges I'm going to actually end up doing. That's another reason why I want to increase my savings, so I can take part in these challenges and also just adding more to my emergency savings. But in order for me to truly save, I will have to increase my income and trim my weekly allowances, specifically food and personal. So personal spending, I have a goal for that. And then food, I also have a goal for that, which I'll get to. So looking ahead at what it is that I need to pay, that's not it's not like a part of my monthly bills. It's more of like an annual type of thing, or biannual, if that's a thing. So AAA membership is in January. I need to renew that. My car insurance renewal, my car registration and inspection is in May. And then my car insurance renews again in August. And then I need to change my address and updating my license. Updating my license is going to cost as well. So those are all things that I need to do. This is already paid for from my sinking funds. I have a car maintenance sinking fund. So this is already paid for. I don't have to worry about taking that from my weekly checks. I do also want to note that I am on a lower income. My monthly income is $2,000 max. It can fluctuate depending on how many hours I work as a part-time nanny. So I definitely want to get back into my freelancing and side hustles, which I was doing a lot more so during the pandemic. but I want to get back into that. I got comfortable and laxed, and then in 2021 I was really focused on assisting my grandmother in selling her house. But now that that dust has settled and I'm in my new place and I am in a position where I'm not paying rent, I need to take advantage of this time and really get to the saving. So then I have my bill tracker. This is from the Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck workbook, but you can find versions like this on Google, which you can of course print yourself, make it yourself in a notebook if you choose. Don't let the iPad fool you from having to get your finances together. You can make your own. I love this one though, because I'm going to be able to, I'm not going to put a check. I'm going to put a dot for each of the months as I pay the bills, and I'll have an overall snapshot to see if I keep these throughout the year or if I change some things, if the amounts change, we'll see. So I love this tracker though. And then the yearly spending, these are my categories: bills, credit, food, personal, transportation, which includes gas and Easy Pass, because I do commute to and from work. My commute went from like, okay, it wasn't really a commute, but for me to get to work when I was living at my old house was like 15, 20 minutes max. Now it's roughly 30 to 40. So not the end of the world, but I do have a toll, which I did not have before. So my toll has increased, and then because I am driving more, my gas has increased as well. But I have been able to just fill up my tank once a week, which is still good. And then self-care includes my nails and my hair. My hair I get done every 2 months, and then my nails I've been getting done every 3 weeks. Sometimes I could push it to a month, but my nails are something I want to definitely cut back on. I love them. I'm actually in need of a fill, and I have an appointment coming up. But I just, I have to, for me to reach the goals that I want to reach, I have to cut back on certain things, and my nails is one of those that I can. Then gifts are gifts that I'm paying to people. Gifts are gifts that I'm paying to people. Gifts is what I'm giving to people, specifically during the holidays. I waited until the last minute to save for Christmas in 2022, but we're going to be good to go for 2021. What year are we in, guys? 2022! I'll get it together. I waited till the last minute for Christmas 2021, but I'm not going to do that in this year. Then car maintenance, need to add to that, because then for my car registration and my car registration, my car insurance, because I do want to pay my car insurance every 6 months to just pay that full amount so that I don't have that extra fee added on. It's going to come out cheaper. Miscellaneous and entertainment. And then also the thing with sinking funds is that if you have everything saved and then you need to dibble and dabble into another one of your sinking funds, you just adjust. It's not going to be coming out of that pay that you have, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, or even on a monthly basis. So that's that. Now getting into my actual January budget, here's my monthly. This is a freebie from the Budget Mom. So I have my bills highlighted in yellow, any credit that I have in red. I marked my days off, well, my day off as of right now, which is a holiday, and then my savings. And then my paydays are dotted in green. Now for my January financial goals, I would like to reduce my personal spending allowance to $50 a week. Right now it's at $100. And I would like to maximize my $100 weekly food budget by creating a meal plan prior to grocery shopping, less takeout, limiting that to at least once a week, and that'll more than likely be on the weekends. And my problem area when it comes to food in general is not preparing, and then I get hungry and I'm like, I need to order everything. It's like when you go grocery shopping without having that list and you're hungry and you're like, oh my God, I have to get all of the things, and you get home and you're like, what the hell did I buy? And then third, to increase income, selling things online will help boost that a little bit. And then ultimately getting a second job as well. And then I also want to note that I have given myself an allowance of $200 in both food and personal spending, and I don't spend that much on my personal spending. I've been really good at being conscious of what I am buying for myself, and I am no stranger to returning things. So I think that lowering my weekly allowance to $50 is very much so doable. Now this expense tracker is from Etsy. I do have my Amex one here. Now this does go back to December, but it ends in January, so that is why this is here. And then this is the paycheck budget tracker. This was a part of the workbook, but she also has one that you can buy separately in her shop, The Budget Mom. So I have my weekly checkup here, the bills that are due. This is going to be my first check of the new year. I have not been paid since December 23rd. So what I usually get paid is weekly. So I had to make it stretch with what I had during this first week and then all of my sinking funds. So I did very, very well in stretching the money. My food budget is very, very low, but I have a plan in mind to last me until the end of the week to not go over. So that's that. So I have my bills here, my leftover. So my food budget still being at that $100. My personal and transportation, I want to leave my transportation at $50. My gas costs around $35, give or take. Give or take. Depends on where I'm getting the gas from. And then the money that is left over, when it comes time for me to refill my toll, my Easy Pass, I'll have that money there and I won't have to take it from my weekly paycheck. Then for my sinking funds, nothing major going on this week, so everything gets $10. My Amex bill, I need to pay $75. I had a larger balance. I made some returns, but the returns were then deducted from my my current balance. When I made the returns, they were deducted, so that's that. So my balance is, after this, I'll owe $76, and I do have another, my next bill is higher as well, but I'm using the card, obviously. But the money that what I spent on my Amex that's going to be due in February, it was gifts that I bought for my nephew, and I have my cash envelope system ready to go for that. So that money is already ready to be paid. And then my emergency fund is $25, and then I'll have $967. Anything that's left over, I know you're supposed to get it down to zero, but whatever's left over, I just leave it as a cushion in my checking. And then in between each of these paycheck budget tracker sheets, I put an expense tracker for my debit card, which is where majority of my bills come out. So honestly, I just realized that this is not needed, and neither is personal or business or transportation. So none of these are needed. So I'm going to delete them. So this is one of the reasons why I really do love the digital planning, because I am able to erase things and move things around with no problem. So now I'm just going to come to my snapshot page here, my thumbnails, because all of the other debit pages are now incorrect. So I'm going to move them to the trash. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it and then move it after each of the weeks. So duplicate, move it to here, and then duplicate, move it here again. I would not have been able to do that as quickly if I had a paper planner. So because I'm still moving things around and trying to adjust everything, that's what works best for me. So my bills and my debt really come out of my checking account, which is linked to my debit card, and then my income and savings, and then my Cash App has my food. Not this either. Running into that same problem again. So I just come here, delete, come here, delete. I thought I deleted that on the other pages. I did. Okay. So the food, personal, business, transportation, income, and then all of my sinking funds. I have not figured out exactly how I want to track my sinking funds in here yet, but I will. But overall, that is what I have for my budget planner setup. I will be bringing you guys along and sharing with you week to week how I'm managing things, and you'll see more of my cash envelope system. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out all the links in the description box for more information. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments. And if you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And for all of you that are, I thank you. I love you guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.